And we're up.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the couple of delays in doing things, but we're back and ready to start up. Um, Last time we played, you guys made your way through the uh, Cathedral of Saint Vitruvio, finding a handful of things. Knox nephew's uh, marriage parentage proof, some fun weapons, and dragon bones that could maybe one day be resurrected, and all kinds of fun things. But ultimately, you all decided that you wanted to go back to speak with the Queen of Thieves and make a plan for dealing with the Silver Order and invading the castle. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Okay. Um, with that, then, we are going to skip over any amount of traveling because you guys have made your way through the city enough. And you just took out a bunch of the Garmier, so they're not as much of a problem. Um, so you guys are able to make it to the back to the Queen of Thieves base fairly easily, and she was there waiting on you, as she expected you to. Why did everyone just die? I moved you all to the map, and all of a sudden everybody just started bleeding on my screen for no reason. Um, but anyway, she seems to have been expecting you, and is waiting on you, and yeah, you walk in, and she greets you and says, "Ah, it's nice to see you all made it out alive. Did you find what we needed?"
Yes, yeah, we did. What was it we were looking for?
Uh,
We found another, uh,
The
the relics.
yeah, I
The
was trying to remember.
phylactery of, was it the phylactery of St. Vitruvio?
Yeah, I whip
yes.
out my phylactery.
Ah, perfect. Um, may I have it?
Mm.
Really should be asking permission before they have a kiss.
So I think this is where we need to coordinate um, what we had sort of discussed before of we know what the queen tells us she wants the wish to be, but what we would like is for Finch to be the one to actually make the wish. And maybe we try to say that in a way that doesn't sound like we're saying she might betray us, but
I mean, her and Fetch are pretty tight, pretty close. So, Fetch, I think you should do all the talking.
As you all sort of glance at each other a little warily about handing it over, she sort of she sort of smirks and says, "You have nothing to fear. Um, I won't be keeping it after all. And she'll say, "Ah, here comes the person who needs it now." And Lucretia Matthias enters the room, and the queen will go on to explain that as part of the deal I made to have her on our side, she will become the new flamekeeper for the city if you don't mind giving her the phylactery. So Lucretia Matthias will be the one to attune to uh, that particular item as a symbol of her religious authority in the city and a religious advisor to the future king.
So the question right in this very moment is, how much do we trust everyone?
You know, I think we should trust them a lot. That's how I got in debt the first time. Was the second time I did.
Okay, so I feel like we're in a weird place to be having this conversation. I was kind of hoping for more of like people around a table.
I don't know if anybody's got just a table.
I mean, it feels like something the hooded lanterns definitely have, like a
Yeah, but,
big meeting table.
Well, we
yeah,
don't find
maybe.
them.
But you didn't want to go to them first.
All right, so before we leverage this, before we lose our leverage of this, um, Finch, can you nicely introduce the topic of confirming how the wish is going to happen?
Sure. Yes. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted there and only heard bits and pieces of that. My daughter came in and was asking me 20 questions about bedtime. So
It's all good.
the Lucretia Matthias is here and she's wanting the phylactery for
Yes,
the
as part of the deal that the queen made for her aid, you know, the falling fire becoming the official religion of the city and all that. Um, the phylactery itself uh, is something that will represent her authority in the city. That she is the head of this religious order and is an advisor to the king and so forth. Um, so yeah, she would very much like to have that phylactery as part of as one of the conditions of her aid in future matters.
Gotcha. So yeah, I'd say something like, yeah, that's exactly why we're here. We are wanting to discuss and kind of solidify some of the plans moving forward, um, and then kind of lay out our plan as we've been discussing it, um, and kind of list out how which people we're expecting to like take those relics or those seals.
And
Along the
the
same.
queen will look at you and say, "And who exactly are these people?" And someone take the time to write this down so we remember. But let me find them. So the inscrutable staff the symbol of uh, the Amethyst Academy or wizardry in the city, for someone who will give the king um, magical counsel. Who do you all intend to give this to?
Well, it's in my inventory, so I'll take it.
You
You literally
are,
can't use it.
yeah, you are not a sorcerer, warlock, or a wizard.
I know.
I mean, I think
The only
the
person in the party that can use it is myself, and I think we decided that it would probably be best to just let maybe River take that.
Ah, the queen eyes you all and thinks, ah, you seek to very much elevate River? Do you trust her that much?
More than our friend, shoot, what was his name?
Elric.
Eldrick?
Eldrick, yeah, Rune Reaver.
Well,
We certainly don't want him in power.
well, he has much more experience than she does. Regardless of our personal distaste, he is much more knowledgeable.
Someone can gain knowledge and experience, but lost trust is difficult to regain.
And you're fine having your nephew take counsel from someone without experience?
I think that allows us more opportunity for influence.
Well, and I think we want to be clear about this whole enterprise here that we're not just picking individuals. We are hopefully building a regime and an alliance of factions and relationships with these organizations that will rebuild the city over the next 2 decades.
And I understand, and I certainly agree that someone young and inexperienced can certainly be more malleable, as it were. But skipping over people with more seniority, with less experience, that can also be rather dangerous. Anyway, let's move on. The Lord Commander's badge. Do we need to take it from Elias Drexel?
See no reason to. He's shown himself loyal, if not, I don't know what's the words.
Aggressively competent?
Sure.
No, I wouldn't say that out loud. That would certainly be what Nock was thinking, though. He's a very loyal man who has endured in difficult times, and as we mentioned, that sort of loyalty, but also in this case experience, will be valuable in establishing a city that is not a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
I suppose he's loyal in his own way. If you ever, you might want to look into his background just a little bit. He's loyal to the city, yes, but to individuals, maybe not so much. You know that he switched sides during the Civil War 15 years ago, don't you? Betraying his lord.
Above the table, I do feel like we knew that at one point. Do we? Wasn't there a reason though?
Yes, there was definitely a reason. Um, I don't know if you knew that or not. It it would certainly be something you could have learned had you poked around. I don't know if you did or not, but it wouldn't be hard to discover. Many people know of it. Um, yeah, so turns out the guy he was originally fighting for probably wouldn't have been best for the city. Um, and he betrayed him and switched sides to someone who he thought would be better for the city and the people.
I feel like we found a letter about that, or somebody told us about that at some point.
Yeah, there definitely are clues hidden around. I
But
just don't know.
it might have been a full calendar year since that happened, though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's been a long time. So, but okay. Um, he's certainly competent in keeping the city safe. I know you helped him, but his resources were scant, and he was still able to fight off the Silver Order and even sacrificing himself to a certain extent. Um, and how about the Steward's Seal? Who do you think should be your king, your nephew's right hand man? Who will watch after the city when he's unavailable?
so that's one that we haven't found, right? That's the one that's in the sewers.
We do have that one.
You have that one.
That was in the clock tower?
Yes.
Oh,
The
okay.
first one you guys found.
I think narratively, Nock wants this one. I don't know if mechanically it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I see. And it makes sense for you to want to be your nephew's right hand man. But she will slide the spy master's signet ring off of her finger and present it to you. Are you sure you wouldn't prefer this?
So I'm kind of torn here because I feel like the expectation is that I would give her the steward seal, right?
She's made no hints of that. That would be up to your interpretation.
You want to insight check it?
Because I guess where Nock is coming from is Nock doesn't want to box her out. Like Nock's goal here really is he wants her to be part of this, especially because he knows his nephew is a child. So like, so he's expecting like his sister to be part of this, the queen to be part of this, himself to be part of this, and then distantly support from all of these factions, including his family. Although he might, if any of his, if some of the folks who were not particularly kind to him, or try to sort of step in too much, he might get in the way of that.
You can roll an insight, or if you'd like.
Anybody want to help me with this?
I don't know if they could help in this situation.
I have
I mean,
expertise.
if somebody can come up with a legitimate way of helping you insight to someone in the middle of a conversation without being overtly obvious.
Finch, do you have message?
You don't mind being super obvious. I don't know.
I don't have message now.
Actually, well, that's what I'll say then is I'm going to look at her and I'm going to look at Finch and see if his expression, like, that's my way of getting a second opinion. Like the person who knows her best is she dealing straight with me?
All right. Yeah, go for it. Roll with advantage. 22 insight. Um, I don't want to speak for Finch and how he reacts to
I
this.
really thought you were about to say you don't want to speak for the queen.
No,
I
I
would think
don't.
that her intention probably is like my personal read on it would be that yeah, she wants more influence than being viewed as the spy master.
Um, so yeah, looking at Finch, you think that she probably wants more. Wants something in exchange. Um, she has made no movements towards you. Um, she doesn't even seem to have really given much of a glance to the steward's seal itself, other than you presenting it and her saying, "Oh yeah, that's it."
That makes me
Um,
nervous for an entirely different reason. That makes me feel like the way she's planning to screw us is way more epic than this. I think just narratively, he's going to very politely pass. Um, yeah, it's better mechanically, but I think for Nock, like all
okay.
the insane things that Nock has done here have been
Hmm.
for his sister and his nephew, um, and I think very symbolically he would not turn this one over.
All right. Um, with you saying that, then, uh,
With you saying that, I might suggest to the queen. Are you suggesting that you might like the Lord Commander's badge as a different place?
um, as you say that, she motions off to her side, and in walks Blackjack Mel, and she flips the signet ring to him. That will be her choice of who it goes to. After offering it to you, Knock, and she'll say, "No, I have no intentions of carrying any of these seals into the castle. After all, we do have some wishes to make, and you can't be attuned to any of these seals and make a wish. You have to attune to the crown itself, and I will be doing that."
So that might be the place, Finch, to interject for us to have this conversation. Although do we get the impression that she has informed her religious ally here about this whole shenanigans with the demon and her sister and blah blah blah?
Uh, make another insight check.
Yeah, that sounds right. That's a 3 on the die.
Um, you probably you think that she has probably laid out the barest of details, saying, "Hey, I want to go here. I want to do, I want to save a girl from hell," but probably not all the dirty details. Saving someone from hell is probably one of the reasons the religious woman is on board, even, in addition to the influence she would gain in the city. You don't know a lot about Lucretia Matthias. You haven't spoken with her in at length, um, but that seems like the sort of thing religious people do. But whether or not it's Lucretia knows it's her sister, or that the queen was sort of responsible for getting her sent there in the first place or anything like that. Um, she probably doesn't know all the details.
So,
I think
go
we'll
ahead.
interject then at that point to say basically that making the wish seems like a dangerous thing to do. I've lost you once, and I don't want to risk it again. And so our plan is that I will take that burden and make that wish
This is such a bad room to get ambushed in.
to the nephew.
Um, she she looks at you. Um,
Can I make a persuasion check?
yeah, you can do persuasion.
Probably with advantage from your long shared history.
Uh,
Do I have anything to add to that? Does noble confidence add to that? Da, 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 da.
Well, CJ, did you agreed to persuade or to advantage, right?
no.
Oh, never mind.
I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna use my noble confidence to add a d4 to that.
All right.
So for 16.
Um, she'll look at you. It's tough to tell because she's still got her disguise on. Um, especially for Blackjack Mel and for Lucretia Matthias, she still looks like the regular old Queen of Thieves. Um, so something in her eyes sort of looks wistful. You can't tell if it's sad or happy or proud or something else. Um, she looks at you and she says, "Finch, that's very noble of you. I appreciate that. But I've been thinking about this moment for the past 15 years. I sent her there. I need to be the one to save her. I've studied this. No offense, but you've been in jail. And if something goes wrong, I'd prefer to have you there to protect me."
Hmm, she's good.
Anyway, moving on.
Mm, I don't feel
Now,
great about that.
Are we moving on?
you can stop her, but she'll move on to say the Chancellor's Crest, the
And I
final
think
one.
this is
Are we going to try to find that one?
so above table. I feel like we're setting ourselves up for disaster to do this with no, like, because we've had multiple hints that the Queen of Thieves has had demonic connections, right? Like, I'm not misremembering that.
You know that like the demon statue was in somewhere in her office. You know that she was studying at the Amethyst Academy where summonings were happening, um, among other things like that. But you also know that her sister was sent to hell basically because of her. and she's spent the last 10, 15 years, however long it's been, trying to right that wrong. So maybe she was just studying it.
Let me ask this of her. What specifically will you wish? What are the words that you will use? Because a wish can be a dangerous thing, and we don't want to get this wrong.
Well, now you're putting the DM on the spot because I haven't thought of that. uh, what what would
My above table, my intent with this is to see if she's being honest about the wish that she's going to make. Because I now have that sword that's casting zone of truth. If she tells me that it's something other than her saving her sister,
well, you only have it casting zone of truth if you wield it, if you brandish the weapon. If it's just on you, like unbrandished, because normally if it was actually a sword sheathed, it just makes you tell the truth. Unsheathed, it would cast zone of truth. But with zone of truth, everybody has to roll a check, and they know that zone of truth has been cast.
so as it being a spear in my hand, am I ever really sheathing it?
That's why I said brandishing it for you.
Okay.
If you would have to make some sort of gesture to cast zone of truth.
So I'm willing to say let's put this on the table. Um, and I mean we don't have to do this, but like I'm okay with us brandishing this weapon and then all of us saying what we're doing. Like also if that would make her feel better that Nock isn't angling to like push her out of this. That Finch really does, want the best for her in this and to get Cat back and all this stuff. Cat, is that the one that's missing, or is she Cat?
She's cat.
Okay, the other one. And I think Nock's even willing like to be the bad guy on this. Yeah, I'm the paranoid one who, just has to know. But I think if all of us know for sure that this is really what we're trying to do, I think that's really important before we, you know, charge together into hell here.
Yeah. So you're suggesting that we all submit to the zone of truth.
Okay. Um, Now, with the zone of truth, you can choose to fail it since you know that it's being cast. Um, does everyone choose to? That's exactly what I was gonna go looking for. Um, so if you are open to telling the entire truth, um, you can choose to fail it. If you want to fight it, you guys, whoever wants to fight it, can roll a charisma saving throw. Um, what is your spells? Oh, there at the
I was
bottom.
gonna say that's the other question I had is that's my spell save DC. Is it going by mine or does because they're sentient, do they have a separate spell save?
Does it say on the item itself? Let's see.
Traditionally, items do, but I don't know how the dungeon dudes might have written this.
Yeah, let's see what it says in the thing. Oh, it's spell save 20. Yeah. Cast the Zone of Truth spell, save DC 20 when cast with the sword. So that might be something to remember moving forward instead of looking it up every time.
And
But yeah,
Finch will know
so
if anyone resists.
yes. Yes, Finch will know if anyone resists. Um, but yes, do any of you want to try to resist this spell? If you do, uh, the Queen of Thieves will have no idea. Only Finch will know.
Knock is all in at this point.
Okay.
Hudson doesn't see a reason why he needs to resist.
So no one's going to resist. The Lucretia Matthias does not. The Queen of Thieves does not. Blackjack Male, however, does. And he actually saves, getting a
I'd
22.
honestly, I'd think less of him if he didn't. But I don't trust Blackjack Mel as far as I can throw him, and I trust the Queen of Thieves to deal with him as is necessary.
Yeah, yep. So everyone in this room is fully committed to telling the truth. You are now magically bound to do so, except for Blackjack Mel.
So Knock will lay it out on the table. You know, my only goal here is to place my nephew safely on the throne, to see that Drakkenheim is restored and prosperous for his sake and the sake of my sister. And I would like for the Queen of Thieves to have a healthy and beneficial relationship. And he's using that phrase very carefully because, again, like, not everybody here knows everything. But hopefully, what I want her to hear is not just not just that he wants her to be like an advisor, but that he wants to help try to start putting this family back together.
All right. Um, I'm echoing from someone, but anyway, she will sort of nod and say thank you. That means a great deal. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of precise wordings here. Um, I'm not sure how much you'll need to worry about me once my sister is back. But that is my only, no, not only, that is my main concern, my chief concern.
So pause before we hear her say the wish. Is she ducking saying the wish because what she actually wants, and the only way she thinks this will work, is if she trades places with her sister?
Are you asking her or me?
Well, I'm really just sort of conjecturing out loud, but we already said that we want to hear her say what she's wishing for, the actual words, not just a general statement.
Yeah. So CJ the DM does not know the actual words yet. That is on me for not preparing properly.
Based on the results of this spell, can we say that, like, can we realistically say that, like, we can trust her to do what she says she's going to do in a way that is not some monkey's paw trick that, like, I don't know, creates an alternate
No.
reality or turns back time or unleashes every single thing in hell on the earth.
No, because that's part of the fun of wishes, and part of the fun of being a DM. There
Well,
there is
what
no perfectly safe wish.
well, what I mean though is not like, is she will she accidentally do that? I mean, is she planning to do any of those things? I don't trust her to be
No.
perfect. I just want to know that she's not going to stab us in the back. I assume this is going to go wrong somewhere. I'm just trying to
Okay.
eliminate obvious places of concern.
You getting her. She will say in the zone of truth that the most important thing to her is getting her sister back, and that using this wish to do so is, she believes, the only course of action. And she needs you all in order to get to the crown and obtain these wishes,
I don't love
or
that.
wish singular, or wish singular, I suppose.
That would also be true if she
But
was planning to stab us in the back, though. All of that would still be true.
Yeah.
I mean, she's using the wish to wish her sister back.
Right, but so can you at least, like, assuming, like, pretending that she gives us the wording here? Does the wording seem like it does what she tells us she wants it to do in a realistic way without an obvious trap? That
Yeah. Even if it's like a simple, I wish for my sister back.
Yes,
It's like
that's
that's the
what
general
she would wish for.
okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah, that's all we're really getting at.
Yeah, like, yeah, she will basically go up there and say, "I wish my sister were here, or were free from hell, or whatever
Do I think her
wording."
sister might pop out as an archdevil or possessed or something? Possibly, but we'll burn
That
that
would be up
bridge when
to
we
you.
get to it.
Right.
Yes, yes. There will almost certainly be a, monkey's paw sort of catch to this in some way. Um, but yes, she's not going to get up there and say, "I wish all these people were dead and now I'm queen." Like, she legitimately wants her sister back.
I might also add to this that speaking to the queen, that expressing that I'm proud that she would be stepping down as the queen of thieves. Uh, I think it will be great for the city to see the princess come back as a royal figure, uh, and ask if she's not the queen of thieves, what she intends to do as kind of the dust all settles, so to speak.
The the details aren't certain, but my goal afterwards would be to change the world. and she does not seem to want to elaborate upon that.
Well, that's another answer I sure don't like. Trigger happy knock is starting to come through a little bit.
Like, question to the group. One thing we haven't thought about, or what would we do if there's more than one wish available?
I mean, my thought is number 2 goes to Amnar for his daughter. Because it sure seems like nothing we have found is going to reverse that alchemically. That might be the only way to do it.
I'm okay with that.
I mean, you found something that was keeping the Queen of Drakkenheim sane, at least, or semi-sane. When you went to find her and the flowers, the eldritch lilies, and then
Oh, did we unstone the one guy?
no, he's still
Oh,
stoned there.
Right. Okay. He's still stoned. Okay.
That's something a cleric can fix, though. That's not.
Right. That's not us. That's not our problem.
A cleric can fix if they
Actually,
ever find him.
I think I might have.
Put a
Do I have it?
locator beacon on his forehead.
Or maybe not.
If we don't die, Jupiter Jones is going to wake up and find out that Nox's nephew is now the king of Drakkenheim, and all of his gallivanting was for nothing, and also Nox saved his life, and that's all he needs to know.
Right? Exactly.
And if we die, then he gets to be statuary. That seems fair to me.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. That's fair.
He still has some graffiti drawn on his forehead too.
Right.
You just better hope that he never finds out it was you all who killed his aunt,
Oh, right. Yeah.
the Queen of Drakkenheim, who he was trying to save, and you all
Who was-
immediately had murdered.
Well,
Who was a giant monster who we have determined cannot be changed back.
we tried. We gave a bit of an effort to it.
You determined without really checking.
Giant, demented monster. We were going to be...
Flowers.
Did want to hand him over to what's his name? I guess.
Yeah, Oscar Yoren? Screw that guy.
The person who had been researching it and had promising leads into it and wanted the Eldritch Lilies. Yeah, we ran him out of town.
The alchemical necromancer who betrayed us on more than one occasion and ruined our...
He never betrayed you.
He 100% went and told a bunch of lies about us.
This is true.
He
He was making
From his
zombies. That was a
perspective,
little
you guys
weird.
showed up and just started killing all of his experiments
His
without ever talking to
his
him.
massive zombies. And then we found the space where he was...
I'm just saying that's your prejudice.
I feel like alchemical necromancer is a category of prejudice I am okay with.
Okay, having a problem with those people.
And hey, you know what?
That's fair.
You know what's also fair? If the queen is if we find out it is fixable, resurrection magic.
Right?
Queen's not even been dead for 2 months. A high level cleric could walk in there, resurrect her, and wham bam, she's we dose her with whatever and she's back to normal.
I don't remember how she was killed.
The giant butcher square guy beat her to death.
Oh, you guys let the executioner kill her?
Yeah,
That's
remember?
Right, yeah, we let him into a trap or whatever. Yeah, so it was
I
kind of
dropped,
technically-
First of all, good luck getting a cleric there.
Well, also though, when we have all these factions working together and the city back under control, I'm assuming
Right.
something is going to give us control of that thing, because it was presumably not just wandering around being a murder bot before.
That is a bold assumption.
Eh.
Um,
Hey man, this is the post-apocalyptic wasteland. We are all making choices that, in the light of day, maybe we wouldn't. But
Right?
second of
Flying
all,
by the seat of our
it's
pants.
it's my.
you guys only interacted with it once, so I don't expect you to remember. But part of its like thing was that it sent the souls of those it had killed to come out and sort of grab at you. Um, she would now be one of those.
That's okay. We'll be in charge of that thing. We'll figure it out.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's no
let's
problem.
future us problems.
Yeah, those are just details.
Anyway,
Doesn't Finch have an angel sword now? Don't we have an angel on call?
All right.
There's lots of ways to unscramble that egg. Let's be real.
Anyway, that was a fun rabbit hole.
Right?
anyway, um, back to the subject at hand. Chancellor's Crest. Going after it or not?
I guess that does way to tie it back in. Good job. Because yeah, we assume that it's uh, with the executioner or in that cistern there. Yeah.
Yeah, it would, a good place to start looking would be in the sewers and the cistern, very near the executioner.
And we need all 7 seals, and if we get it, then that means we get to pick who owns it afterwards because we will be in our possession.
You don't necessarily need all the seals. Um, so when you above table, when you make your quest into the castle has built-in defenses, which the delirium has, of course, corrupted and souped up and all kinds of stuff. But the seals make the spell saves, the spell checks to get in, or to control these defenses. It makes it easier to pass those checks. The more you have, the easier it is. It's still not guaranteed, even if you have all of them, but much easier. Uh, so you don't necessarily need the Chancellor's Crest. The DC will just be slightly higher. Um, and you guys are pretty powerful, so who cares, right? You could probably fight your way in, sure, probably. And since you're giving uh, these seals to other people, they will be joining you on your expedition into the castle because they'll, of course, need to be present, as well as the Queen of Thieves will be joining you. Um,
Um, so we might consider it more so as somebody that we might want to establish as the new chancellor. Um, would that be something that Nock would be interested in? Like, is it worth getting this so that we can have Nock have it?
I mean, two questions. What's the chancellor's role, and would I even be able to equip it?
and what?
Would I even be able to attune to it?
Yes, anyone can attune to the Chancellor's Crest, and think of the Chancellor as sort of like uh sort of like the mayor of the city. I know that seems odd for a city that has a king, but think of the king as in charge of everything, and then the chancellor more of like the day to day stuff. Um,
Makes sense.
sort of the logistics of the city. I don't really know how else to describe it necessarily. Not everything needs to come see. Not every problem of the city needs to be handled directly by the king. The chancellor was sort of the person who took care of the mundane minutia of everyday life that all cities have problems and needs and stuff like that.
Oh, but we were gonna give Knock the steward seal anyway, and that'd be higher up.
Yeah, I think I'd rather stick with the steward seal. I mean, honestly, the chancellor seals is something I wouldn't mind like the queen having after the fact. I mean, if it's something we're not going to go pick up until later, I think there's even options like I could see um, one of the dwarf engineers growing into that role. Maybe not immediately. We don't know them well enough, but maybe down the road somewhere. Um, Maybe the merchant, the magic item merchant, like
I could maybe even see Finch stepping into a role for that.
yeah.
I mean, I'll step into it. I mean, we'll have casinos on every corner. I mean, I'm gonna bring a lot of revenue to this city, guys. Trust me,
Yes,
I have a huge plan.
the gambling addict in charge of the welfare of the city.
Yeah.
Come on now. You know how many casinos we get? I could get so much profit in gambling, guys. Just give me $1,000 and I'll turn it to 10,000
I mean, I would give Bull a role that's like not on paper here, but like maybe something in um, either the military or maybe even like starting a big coliseum, where maybe some of Bull's tendencies can be put to good use.
So we were talking about this before. I've turned the executioner square into the Coliseum. So like the executioner, you send in condemned prisoners, they fight him. Everyone comes and watches the execution as it's kind of like a gladiator arena. We're just
I mean,
using assets that are already here.
there is the pit already. That wouldn't necessarily go away, and you could run that.
Yeah, but the execution square is bigger and it's up top, so it's more publicly available. The
I'm
pit
not gonna
might be
lie.
crowded.
Other than Oscar Yoren, I don't know that I want anyone else to be publicly executed by the executioner.
I mean, you could have it be an option for if somebody's going to be executed. You say, hey, if you can go into the executioner square and defeat the executioner, we'll suspend your sentence and you can live, and we'll give you a title and land, and maybe one of them will one day take care of that problem for you.
I mean, it's a public asset right now. We're just reusing it for financial gain. What we're all about here, guys. Knox will become filthy rich when his nephew becomes king. He starts embezzling funds into his pockets. I mean, we all know what's going to happen here. Finch becomes the. See, this is why I need the seal. All right, we need more casinos, lots of gambling, and I can turn the city into a gold mine real quick.
So anyway, Chancellor's Crest or nay?
I'm just not
I
sure it's
feel like
worth going for right
where
now.
it might make more sense for Elias Drexel to be as like the chancellor than the Lord Commander, like especially if like his loyalty is to just helping the city. That seems like something that he would do better in the role of a chancellor.
Perhaps so, but are you thinking you want to go after it now, or do it sometime in the future as a later, like we'll find the Chancellor's Crest once the king is crowned, and then we'll find somebody to take over that role, or is it something you want to help get you into the castle the first time?
I'm kind of calling that a go get it later. The only exception I would say is if we truly feel like we can handle the Silver Order and whoever is, if we can get the city to not be on fire, I would think about it. Literally and metaphorically.
Do you bring up that point in game, or is this above table talk?
I mean, I'm okay with either. To say that,
Okay.
because the next thing we need to do is, if we have a plan here, we need to rally these factions and go tell off the Silver Order slash gang up on them and beat the crap out of them.
All right. The queen. Mm, actually, let's say this. All of you, if you want, can make insight checks.
Are we inciting the queen? Can I have advantage?
Um, we are inciting the queen.
I give up. I'm never playing a rogue again. Because when I have expertise, I roll threes every time.
When is it that you get like you can't roll less than a 10?
It's not till like level 11. I'm not even going to get it because of my multi-class.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Amnar or Aaron and Hayden. One thing I did forget to tell you that I told them last time. You can level up to level 10. When you finished the Cathedral of St. Vitruvio, I should have had you level up, and I forgot. I told them last week. You two weren't here, so you guys can level up to 10.
Right.
That's why everyone's at full. I thought they had a long rest between this, and I was missing out on it.
Nope. I just wasn't thinking. I'm sorry, I forgot. But yes, go to level 10.
All right, I'll be busy
I won't
for
have
a minute.
6, 7 hit points anymore.
Um, but no, okay. So back to the actual conversation. Um, the queen looks so not Hudson. Oddly, everyone but Finch. But maybe that's because of the subject that this is broaching. Um, the queen, uncharacteristically, she looks a little pleased with herself, but also ever so slightly ashamed. Um, she'll she'll look to you, Knock, and she'll say, concerning the Silver Order. Um, my men are mostly thugs going up against a army, an organized army like this. They quite honestly stand no chance. They will break ranks. They will flee. Everyone here is selfish. And she'll sort of glance at Blackjack Mill and go, "No offense." As for
None taken.
pretty much. As for you, Lucretia, I know that all of your followers are mostly commoners. Some have some experience. I know you've have some acting as guards, but their weaponry is all makeshift, whatever they could find lying around. And the hooded lanterns, they're still licking their wounds from the last Silver Order attack. But fortunately, I had suspected that we would be in this situation. And I beg your forgiveness, Knock, but I took the liberty of impersonating you in letter form. I wrote to your father, and I suspect that within days he should arrive with an army. With his help, we should be able to send the Silver Order running.
Nock is maybe not as bothered by this. Like, he's bothered in the sense that he, is bothered in the sense that he does not like being impersonated. On the other hand, either the queen is playing things straight, or she did not think this through, and a group that is more loyal to Nock and Nock's nephew and what it means for him to be on the throne, having a big army on hand who would be behind that goal, that works for me.
Yeah. Um,
So Nock is going to kind of like feign
still
annoyance, but yeah, Nock's going to like feign annoyance a little bit, which he legitimately is a little annoyed, but it's whatever.
Are we learning that Nock is a royalty here? Is Nock's daddy the king of Cas something?
no, he's not the king. He's just noble.
But also his grandfather is a sort of terrifying, uh, like, and I guess mostly a military figure. But I feel like that's something you might have known when he like told you his real name, because his family is like named after his grandfather.
Oh, more like military noble, like a general or something like that.
But also,
This is for another time.
any noble who went to the king of Caspia and said, "Hey, we might be able to gain control of Drakkenheim."
It's sure gonna help.
Yeah, that king is gonna be like, "Ooh, let me send some help your way." Um, so yeah, there is quite likely Nock's father on the way, soon to be here. Um,
It's
and
kind of like finding out
perhaps,
that that Nock's dad is um like Eisenhower or something, like a general, a name recognition general.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and perhaps, perhaps your sister and nephew as well.
Mm-hmm.
This will be his city after all. But
The queen says that,
yes,
and Sword doesn't have any issue with that?
Uh, let me think if I should rephrase that. No, I don't. I don't think we need to rephrase it.
Cool, cool, cool. Just want to make note of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I may have just trapped myself a little bit, but I don't care. Um, uh, so yes, I suspect though that he will still need aid in dispatching the Silver Order fully. Whether they kill them or just send them running for their homeland, I don't much care. But would you like to plan now an organized isn't the right word. A what's the right word for team up that sounds more professional?
Coalition.
Coalition. Would you a coordinated's the word I'm looking for. Would you like to try to plan a coordinated attack now, or would you like to just let them handle the Silver Order and us focus on infiltrating the castle?
Nock would find it very satisfying to like have his family be wrapping all this up, and then he walks out with the not the crown of Drakkenheim, but the crown of shadows, the like family relic on his head.
Only to find your father and nephew dead. The Silver Order gone, but them dead.
I mean, I don't know. I think Nock has a lot of faith. Like, if his family can do one thing well, it is go kill a bunch of people. Like, they're not
So
as.
can the Silver Order.
I mean, they're not as like muscle headed as like Jupiter Jones's family, but like that is what they bring to the King Moot in Caspia. Like they are the go screw somebody up families.
If that's the case, then can we maybe combine all these things? If the army is on its way, can we kind of coordinate for all these factions to kind of flank and surround the Silver Order? And as the armies are approaching, and uh, that's when we make our run for the castle. And in the meantime, while we wait for the armies to come up, we could go after that Chancellor's Crest and kind of wrap up some loose ends.
Well, I'll say this: the factions themselves, as the Queen of Thieves just stated, her men are not army ready. They're thugs. Lucretia Matthias's people may be willing, but they are not trained. The Hooded Lanterns are still very injured and would not likely be able to muster large numbers. In addition to that, you have decided that all of their leaders will be seal bearers and need to come with you. So they won't have their leaders on the field with them.
So what
I'm
if
not
instead of
sure.
like, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm not sure how effective the factions would be at helping to surround the Silver Order.
So I would say instead of a straightforward attempt, um, what if we do more of what especially um, the Queensmen might be good at, which is like go after supplies and supply lines, and basically like make sure that when Knox family gets here, that the Silver Order is like starving and out of munitions, basically.
The queen will say, "Yes, I think I could probably muster up a few groups to and send them out to do some banditry."
I mean, they've been here for a while. Uh, we know that at least some of their griffins have been taken out between the rattlings and us catching that ambush. Um, so their ability to resupply, and in terms of what they have on hand, shouldn't be great. So it might not take much to tip them over into having some real issues.
Attacking this order with the Ratlins. So really, just they won't accomplish much, but they win this order, and maybe they'll that it's probably out of control.
You're cutting in and out pretty bad on mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have no idea what you just said.
You said it really confidently, though.
Cutting out. Anyways, I was saying, Finch, what if we get you to rally your little rattling follower cult? Comp much at all. It'll be annoying for the Civil Order. It might help with the rattling population.
Yeah, I got nothing again. I heard Finch, get your rattling people, something, 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 Silver Order, something, something.
It sounded like he's just having the Rattlings attack the Silver Order to kind of solve kill two birds with one stone and kind of diminish the Rattling population and injure the
Maybe.
Silver Order at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I would say that it's something you could try. Certainly, I'm not going to tell you not to. But the Finch has purged himself of that demonic entity that connected him in some way to the Rattlings. You might find it a lot harder to be persuasive with them. And also, I would say that having Finch fight the Silver Order with his new weapon might also prove difficult, as the weapon itself is of the Silver Order.
It's always a thought, though. We can be pretty persuasive. I mean, French is pretty good at lying.
Now the fish people seem to be trusting of you. You could go in and slaughter them, no problem. Well, maybe a few problems, but not mechanically speaking.
I think we need the fish people to help with the rattlings. They're both in sewers and they both kind of fight each other.
I mean, the rattlings are another one of those things where it's like problem we have to deal with eventually. Um, I mean, I think to knock like the demonic aspect of the rattlings has got to go. We can't have a cannibal demonic rattling cult under the city. But if they could chill out and be sort of normal, figuring something out wouldn't be impossible.
Like a ratling finishing school academy, teach them manners.
Well, I mean, remember the ratlings are not humans who are not things that used to be humans. They are rats that got real smart.
Yep. Yep.
So, like, if they could be sort of solidified into a long-term functioning species that does not require, constant fallout radiation, there might be something there.
I think a lot of this might, like, even I think Finch's opinion of the rats might be changing as he's learning more about this connection with the demon lord and that it's a demon lord. Uh,
So we'll pretend that this is part of a conversation we've had at a different point, because Nock would definitely be staring at you like you didn't know it was a demon lord. Like everybody else figured out it was a demon lord like 2 months ago.
Maybe I didn't want to believe.
It's where she goes so wrong with your rats. 1 second they're getting smart, next thing they're worshiping a demon. You're such a sloppy parent. What next? They're gonna start playing D&D.
Okay, so if the plan is kind of ignore the Silver Order for the most part, let the army kind of deal with them, other than maybe disrupting their supply lines. Getting back to the rest of our plan, I might at this point suggest that a lot of what we're discussing about this wish regarding Eliza, um, have an idea to maybe give us some more information on that too. And I'll pull out that scroll of contact other planes and suggest that we use this to try and get some additional information on Eliza.
All right. Few quick questions on that. Let me pull up the thing to make sure I remember. I know you told me you were planning on this, but I don't remember every specific thing. Um, so, um, you don't need any other items. It's just a verbal component. So we're good there. Only lasts a minute. But I need to know what being would you be attempting to contact?
Is that how it works? Have to be
Yeah.
contacting a specific being?
You mentally contact a demigod, the spirit of a long dead sage, or some other mysterious entity from another plane. So there has to be some entity that you're trying to contact.
I mean,
don't think it would. I don't think it would be a nebulous well of information that you're contacting.
what if you tried to contact Eliza directly?
Does it work that way?
I'm gonna say no, based on the wording saying demigod, spirit of a long dead. It says sage, but I'll replace that with person.
Or some other mysterious entity?
She's not really a mysterious entity though. She's a person, but she's not dead.
I think the idea behind it is that you get answers from somebody that would know some things like a deity. Um, I might suggest that while my connection with the demon lord has been severed, I might recommend like
I mean,
giving the scroll to the queen and having her ask the questions.
you could still contact the demon lord.
Well, my point being that I might not be in his good graces, you know. He might be a little mad about that and not want to help
So
me.
I don't think it
theoretically,
matters.
instead of using contact other plane, a third level sending spell has a 95% chance of being able to reach her.
Uh, not
Sending
in
spell.
Drakkenheim. Those delirium hazes really mess with stuff like that. Um,
I'm tempted to have us
but
go outside the city just to irritate CJ.
uh, I will say
But
this: whether or not whether or not the whether or not
I
the
mean, it would be
demon
yes or
here,
no questions anyway. So even if we did contact the demon lord, they're gonna be yes or no questions anyway, and we would have, I don't know,
here's
would the zone of truth apply if it's on
that's what I'm
another
trying to
plane?
figure out. Does it have to answer honestly? It just you on a successful save, you can ask the entity up to 5 questions. You must ask your questions before the spell ends. The GM answers each question with one word, such as yes, no, maybe, never, irrelevant, or unclear. If a one word answer would be misleading, the GM might instead offer a short phrase as an answer, but it doesn't say if it has to be true or not. Can it lie? I think it can probably lie, but that seems like a waste of a spell if they can just lie. Well, I guess you could theoretically contact someone friendly and would wanting to help you. So yeah, I'm going to say the demon could lie. But with the zone of truth, uh, let me Google because that's an interesting question.
I'm assuming that it would be whoever's casting the spell, it'd be all in their head. It's not like they appear. So if
Yeah,
I'm asking the questions, then I've got the zone of truth
you
affecting.
wouldn't, you definitely wouldn't be able to lie, but can it? Because it's technically not there. It's just
This does kind of just make this spell seem useless.
yeah. Well, I mean, in theory, you could contact something that would want to help you. Uh,
Does Lucretia, does she worship some sort of a deity that, like an actual deity? Or they just kind of worship
yeah.
the stuff?
There is, in fact, a deity.
Like for the falling fire? Like, could we just contact them? Theoretically, they would be all knowing, right?
We'll say, at the very least, you could contact an angel of some sort. Um, I'm not sure.
Narratively, I want to contact the demon lord, but it might make just more sense to contact a deity for like the falling fire.
Let me. Yeah. Can we maybe text about this throughout the week and make a decision? Because I need to look more into
How that works.
their their yeah, what the religion is and if they can, if there is a specific god, or I know for sure there are angels, but I'm not sure beyond that. So could we maybe do the contact next week, and you and I just text about who you might want to contact and have that prepared for next week?
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I think we're probably getting a little bit later in the night too.
Yeah.
But just so everybody else is kind of aware of my plan above board, I was gonna ask stuff like, is Eliza alive or safe? Where is she? Uh, would wishing for her back even work? Uh, Something like that.
Just getting confirmation before you all risk your lives for no
Yeah,
reason.
make all these plans
Right.
hinged on this thing.
Also, as per the spell's wording, if he doesn't make the intelligence saving throw DC, he will spend a full 24 hours insane. So you guys will have to take care of him.
And I don't
This
have
spell
high
seems to have
intelligence.
too many downsides.
I mean, he's a smart guy. He can hit a 15 on intelligence, right?
I'm not a smart guy.
Oh, oh no.
No, I'm very much not a smart guy.
Why can I not put this into
I would
chat?
certainly have maybe like a bless or something going on before doing this. Give myself the best chance of making that intelligence save.
Why won't it let me put the spell wording into chat? I guess I'll just copy paste it. So that's specifically what it says. Just so everybody's all on the same page.
With a mysterious entity, if I'm trying to contact having to contact somebody specifically, how is it mysterious entity? Makes it seem like I'm just.
In my mind, that seems like something you don't know a lot about. Like, oh, there's uh the voice of God keeps whispering in my ear and I want to contact him and ask him questions. But you don't really know what the voice of God is. It could be anything, a demon, an angel, something like that. Um but I do think it's supposed to be something otherworldly, not just a person. Though I reserve the right to, if let's say this, if maybe I will just let you contact Eliza directly.
I mean, I could try and then find out that she's dead, so can't be contacted directly. Anyway.
I mean, it's not
Just
like
like
she would have it's not like she would have a lot of actual information to give you. But yeah, I'm
I
gonna
mean, if
wait.
there was questions like, "Is she alive? Is she safe? Where is she?" If she can give it a one-word answer,
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I'm looking for.
yeah, I think I'm I'm going to make this one-time ruling that yes, you can just contact her directly if you want. Um, but I reserve the right to change that ruling if you guys just go around willy-nilly trying to use this spell to contact people for no reason. um, yeah, I'll allow that to.
That'd be funny though. Hudson's just contacting random people, asking them what their favorite fear is.
Asking for money.
Bull contacting everyone saying, I need a loan.
Doing the scam thing, trying to contact old people. This is your grandson. I need $20.
I am the Nigerian prince.
Drakkenheim Prince needs your help.
I am the Prince of Drakkenheim.
Prince of Drakkenheim needs you.
Um, but yeah, we'll just say we'll start next session with you using this spell to contact Eliza directly. Does that sound acceptable to everyone?
Yeah.
Works for me.
And then going from there, for me to know what to plan and prepare, are you going after the Chancellor's crest? Are you going to try to attack the Silver Order? Are you going to the castle? Um, what sort of fights do I need to have ready for you?
All of them.
We're fighting
So-
everything.
As a player, I kind of don't care. I feel like there's good arguments for any of it. Kind of selfishly, Nock wants to be victorious before he sees his family.
So you want to get to the castle before the army arrives, basically.
Like, however we shake this out, like, Nock doesn't want, like, his father or his uncle or his grandfather or somebody to come up and be like, you know, sort of, how do I put it? To be sort of patronizing about this. Because, like, Nock sort of came out here under his own steam and, like, did all of this up to this point. Like, figured this out, found the evidence, found these relics, did all this stuff. Because this is a big part of him proving himself to his family. And so he doesn't want them to, like, feel like they swooped in and, like, fixed it at the last minute.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
So we're storming the castle.
Is that the decision? Storming the castle? Contacting other plane,
Yes.
waiting, spying to see when the army shows up, and then storming the castle?
Logistically, getting to the castle was going to be an issue, though, wasn't it? Like getting through the haze. Weren't we needing to like follow up with maybe Oscar about his progress with his research for like temporary stuff to be able to make it through the haze?
You'll
Or is that something
also-
Lucretia can do?
Oh yeah.
It, there are potentially two possibilities. I don't think you guys are going to like either of them, but the possibilities are there. But I should also mention, while we discussed who you'll give the seals to, you'll still need to meet with River and Elias Drexel to get them to take up. Well, Elias Drexel already has the seal, but you'll have to get River to take up the staff and agree to join you, and then you'll have to get all of the leaders together to storm the castle with you. Um, yeah. Yeah. So
But I would
we'll
say that we
have
talk
you.
bias first, and then because we're already kind of in. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter what order, but
Yeah, we'll say next week we start with contacting other planes, talking to Eliza. Then you move to the Hooded Lanterns base and talk to Elias. Um, and then we'll see if you can. Maybe River is there. Weren't they helping? Weren't the Amethyst Academy helping the Hooded Lanterns?
I think so.
So
they were there last
she might
time.
be there. Yeah, so they might actually be there. Um, and yeah. So that's the plan for next week. We at least have an outline of what we're gonna do. We're gonna get everybody on the same page, and then you're storming the castle. Sounds like fun.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
with that, it is 10:30 for me. I need to get to sleep, and also I really need to pee. So I'm gonna get off of here and talk to you all next week. And Colin, we will text some to figure out what questions you'll ask, and that way I can have answers ready.
Cool.
All right. I will talk to you all next week.
All right. Our internet viewers, in case you are watching this at a later point in time, don't forget that I have the Game Master's Handbook of Patrons, Packs, and Pantheons available for pre order now. Or if you're watching this 3 months from now, available for order. You can go to hagiologist.com or just look up Colby Whitaker, and you can pre order it from just about anywhere you can normally order books. So, yeah, with that, you all have a wonderful evening.